Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Big Brigade. Yeah, I'm still talking with this little funny tongue. Sorry. Hadn't got that tooth pulled yet. Had a little more important things had to deal with. Like a kidney stone. So, the rundown is, the other night when I was hurting so bad, that's what that kidney stone was dropping out of my kidney. Not a very big one, only 4 millimeters big, 4 millimeters big. Say hi to Maggie. You know, it's hardly a video these days without my sweet Maggie. Anyway, John and I didn't do anything yesterday. I just kind of sat and crocheted. And just chilled and listened to music mainly. Tried to not hurt as bad and not feel as bad as I actually do. But I forgot to take my little bracelet, my little jewelry left over from the ER. And this where they had the IV in my arm. Yeah, you gotta love it. I literally just took off my sweater and closed my door to the other outside house noise. Anyway, so they did the CAT scan and the blood test, and I peed in a cup and all that lovely stuff that goes with this sort of thing. Yes, I do have this time the infection is not as serious as it was last time. This time it's the 4 millimeter obstructing kidney stone. So they were a little concerned that maybe it was causing fluid to back up into close to obstructing my kidney function, anyway. But I'm still able to go and pass urine, so therefore I'm able to come home and take medication. And they gave me some more prescriptions to go get filled. I'm going to go get those filled tomorrow for pain medication and antibiotic. They give me a pill of an antibiotic there at the ER because they knew it would be tomorrow before I could get the other ones. And then I still have some prescription pain meds here from last time because my pain threshold is kind of high and I don't generally take that big heavy duty stuff unless I'm doubled over. And so therefore I didn't take all of the last prescription they gave me. Once I got my pain to a manageable level, I stopped taking it. And but they told me that if I get fever consistently, without being able to get rid of the fever, and if I get pain to a point where the pain pills are not working, then I need to come back. So otherwise, just take the medication, the antibiotic, all as directed, and try to pass it on my own. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So, probably take this thing off too, huh? Anyway, I'm going to call a dentist. There's a dentist that I called that takes my insurance, but they're not going to be available to do a walk-in or any. The dentist wasn't going to be back in her office until the 6th, which is a week from Monday. So a whole nother week with this. Well, the thing about this broken tooth, what I didn't realize until I took a mirror and looked, there's a metal filling from when I was a kid that they put in here. And it is poking the inside of my tongue. And so the metal is what's poking my tongue. And when I'm tired like this, it makes, and of course I have a very pronounced Southern accent, and we don't talk the fastest anyway. And so every time I talk, or if I'm trying to maneuver food in my mouth, I come across, my tongue touches that metal, and it's very unpleasant, to say the least. So that's got to come out. So I'm going to try to call around again tomorrow, see if I can find a dentist before the 6th. And saying the 6th is not fun either. But anyway, yeah, I did take crochet with me. I just a simple little three weight anti-peeling DK color cake with me, just to work on a granny square, just something to kind of get my mind off of my pain, get my mind off of where I was. I even put earbuds in my ears and played some music just to kind of transport myself somewhere else, because I really didn't want to be in the ER. And I mean, I've dealt with these kidney stone issues on and off all daggum year, and I'm really kind of over it, you know what I mean? Just over it. Really tired of it. And broken tooth too at the same time. Not fun. But, you know, and the killer part is there was a gentleman there with his husband, and I could tell from across the room that his husband was suffering from a kidney stone. And because of the pain that man was in, and the way he was moving with his pain, I could tell it was a kidney stone. Because even though I wasn't in as much pain as he was, it's 10 times worse for men to get kidney stones as it is for us women. And the amount of pain that poor man was in, I knew that that's what his problem was. And his husband said yes. He said that is the second time they've been there with the same problem. And I felt so terrible for him. I really did. It took him a while to get him back, and it took him a while to get his pain under control, because he was in real bad shape. He could not be still. He had been nauseous and gotten sick, and so they gave him a little barf bag, and he was in rough shape. And when the doctors were talking to me about either staying or going home, I looked at him and I said, "That guy right there," I said, "that's the one that needs to stay." I said, "You need to let me go home." I said, "But he needs to stay. Y'all need to take care of him." I said, "Because he's in bad shape." And they just looked at me like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yes, really." Because after they seen where the stone was, and the doctor couldn't believe that I looked as good as I looked with the stone in the location that it was in. And I was like, it's God. I'm sorry. I got like an army of people praying for me. So that's why I don't look worse than you think. I don't look as bad as you think I should look. Because I got an army of folks praying for me. That's why. So, yeah. And so I got you folks to thank for praying for me. That's why I got to come home. And the other guy got to stay. The one doctor said, "I got to go talk to the urologist." And then a little young urologist guy come out and talked to me, and he's telling me, "Oh, you might need a stent," and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I don't want one of them. And then, because I knew I was still able to go. If I was having trouble passing urine, I probably would have opted for the stent, but I wasn't having any trouble passing urine, so no stent. And he says, "I got to go talk to my boss and see what he says." And I said, "Okay." And so there about 30 minutes later, here he comes with his boss. And the boss comes and he says, "Miss Carter, you have a 4 millimeter kidney stone." I said, "Okay, Captain Obvious. Now what?" "Now what?" He said, "But you look pretty good." And I was like, "Thanks." He said, I could keep you and put a stent in there." And I said, "No." "No, you could not." He said, "But if your pain gets so bad that the pain pills won't work." and your fever gets bad, you know, you keep having fever. He said, then you come back. And I said, okay. I said, that's a deal. So that's the deal I struck. And I will abide. But I'm going to keep believing in the prayers, and I'm going to keep believing that I can pass this thing, because it's a tiny little thing. I've had kidney stones since the early 2000s. And I've had one as big as 13 millimeters. So 4 millimeters, that's a walk in the park to me. So I'm not, I'm not worried. I'm not worried, y'all. So please don't worry for me, because I'm going to take this medicine. And if I have to, I'll take the heavy duty pain medicine if I need to, if I get that bad off. If not, it'd be Tylenol or ibuprofen or some combination. You know, it was the nausea and the infection that I was most worried about. The not having an appetite and not being able to keep my food down. That's the part that worried me. And the concern, my biggest worry was the possibility of becoming septic again because of infection. That's what my biggest worry was. But the infection, they said, is not as bad as it was a few weeks ago. So, you know, I'm pleased to hear that. They said there is just a slight infection, nothing like I had a few weeks ago. So, I'm happy that that's the case, that it's not as bad as I thought, and that I'll be okay. But I know that the pain that I experienced a couple of days ago that sent me to bed with pain pills was that kidney stone dropping out of my kidney. I'm sure that's what it was. That's what makes sense to me. And so now it's just a matter of getting the infection out and the stone passed. And so I'm just going to keep down in water and get my bladder just as full as I can get my bladder so that I can get that thing to go out. And I've done it a few times. So I should be able to do it this time too. And get past this business and get ready for the new year. And then, of course, find a dentist and get this tooth out. I got one way back here that's been broken down to the gums for quite some time, but it's not currently giving me a problem. Although whatever dentist I go to get this one pulled, I will also get a consult on how to get this one out. Because I can't bite down on that area, or else I, you know, experience quite a bit of pain and problem. So it'd be nice just to have it gone for that you know, for me not having that fear of accidentally biting down on that area anymore. You know, I'd like it gone for that purpose. But it's not causing me any problems currently. But I'd like it gone just for, you know, just to have a little peace of mind. But this is a problem. This metal sticking out and poking my tongue, that's a problem. So yeah, that got to go. I'm half tempted to see, because I got this tooth that's broken and poking. I have a matching one over here that also has a metal filling. Same matching filling. So I don't know if she would go ahead and pull that one too. Because what if it breaks and does the same thing? I guess I'll just get her to check it. Get he or she, whoever I go see, to check it and see what they think. If this one doesn't look all cracked and you know, if it looks healthy, then we'll just leave it alone. But if it looks, you know, kind of rough and like it needs to come out, then maybe we should just go and pull it out too. I'll just be snaggletooth. I ain't mad. It is what it is, you know. Little girl. She's chewing on her bowl. I had bought her one of them plastic double bowl things because it was cheap at Walmart. And she's chewing on it. You never know that she is a well-fed dog and has even had a treat today. Stop it right this minute. I don't have anything over here to give you to chew on alternatively, but something you got to stop doing. I got to find that. There was a bone that I bought Leroy when he was here. The little guy that I had to return. It was a hardcore chewing bone. It wasn't meant to eat. It was just meant for them, like, you know, a gnawing thing for them to gnaw on. I'm going to have to find it. It's around this house somewhere. Little girl. That's a negative. Negative Ghost Rider. We don't do that. And y'all going to have to forgive me about the Ghost Rider thing. That's something I've been saying for a very long time. I said Ghost Rider was a cartoon. It was a cartoon when I was growing up. And it was like a sci-fi cartoon. And one of the characters would always say negative Ghost Rider, negative Ghost Rider. And it's just a phrase that stuck with me. So when I'm saying no to somebody, or be it child or dog, negative Ghost Rider comes to mind. I've done it with the boys. Now I'm doing it with the dogs. So if you hear me say that, it's just a phrase that I occasionally say in reference to disciplining or correcting somebody. Negative. I know I don't remember if I ever said that in a video before, so I just figured I would explain that. I do occasionally in regular conversation insert lines from movies or cartoons or TV shows or something like that. That's part of my personality. That's part of who I am. And so sometimes you'll hear me just insert little things like that. Like my ex-husband, Johnny's father, used to have this Star Trek computer game. Okay. And I can't remember what character it was, but it seemed like every time I turned around, he was saying, "He's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim." And it was Bones, the medical officer, you know. And it just seemed like every time I walked by and he was playing it, that character would say, "He's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim." And so I would forever pick on Mark and say, and I would just randomly walk past him while he was playing and just say, "Dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim." And then laugh hysterically because it was funny. In context, it was funny. Okay. So in random life, you know, if we run into something that dead on the road, or and I accidentally killed a lizard a little while, about a month ago. I accidentally killed a lizard. It was inside the house. It was just a little green lizard, and it got under the door or something, and I didn't know it was under the door, and I moved the door really quick and smushed it. And I found it on the floor. This is before I got Maggie. And I found it on the floor, and I was like, "Oh, gosh." And I thought that maybe I had just stunned it. And so we picked it up, and I'm holding it up going, come on, you know, come on. And Johnny, being my son, and hearing me say that, it's dead, Jim. It's dead, Jim. That's when you know you've said something too many times and your kids have picked it up, because that came out of John's mouth. It's dead, Jim. And so I relayed the little lizard out on the back porch, thinking that if he was just stunned and not actually dead, that maybe he would come back to life and he would be able to crawl away. No, it did, Jim. He did not come back to life, unfortunately. But yes, that's where that came from. And that's you know, that's a random phrase that you might hear from me. You might hear from one of the boys. Yeah. Random movie phrases or jokes just out of left field, you know. In proper context, you know, it is one of those things. Why are you bringing me your bowl? She just brought me her bowl. It was $3. If you chew it up, I'll get you another. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, little girl. We have other bowls. Anyway, so now that there's the health update, there's the funny little antidote story. I have some beautiful cards to show y'all that I got in the mail, and some of them contained gifts, very thoughtful things. So here's one from Pat Jezer. She said, well, in her note in here, because I had stumbled over the pronunciation of her name, she said it's like treasure, only Jezer. So Miss Pat, I got your card, and it's beautiful. Peanuts, I like them. Wishing you great joy and heavenly peace as you celebrate Christmas. And she signs, God bless you, love, Pat. I always appreciate her cards. I believe I think she is actually the one that made me this hat. Because a couple of years ago when we moved in here, I was struggling trying to learn how to make this hat, and I still haven't went back and tried again. But this is the Divine hat, and I really wanted one very desperately, and I believe she might have been the one that made me this hat. I didn't bother worrying about my hair today, as you can tell. I've been in and out of the rain, and well, wild hair don't care. But I still have the hat. And this one is from Gina Pike, from Knitting Turnpike. Go lay down. Little girl. Go over there with your bowl that you about beat to death. Oh, and this is so pretty. Silent Night, Holy Night. Isn't that beautiful? That's so pretty. And she wrote me a beautiful handwritten note in here that I'm going to keep private. And she included some really cute stitch markers. I love the little lip one. Isn't that cute? And this one has some, it's like a Halloween theme. And it has a really cute little mask one. I like the mask one. And then there's a jack-o'-lantern, and I think that's a skull. And then this one is, may the joy of Christmas be with you this season and throughout the new year. Merry Christmas, Gina and Brian. Very sweet. And I like my stitch markers. They're so cute. I'm going to put them up here on this table. Yep, I especially like those lips. That is so cute. Now, let me put that letter in that card, because I won't lose it that way. And one last one. This one is from Irene Marie, and she is in New York. And does she know me, or does she know me? Of course, that made me think immediately of Axel being a black lab. Yep. I will forever miss that dog. It says, Dear Amanda, adorn yourself with the joys of the Christmas season. Merry Christmas, friend. Happy New Year. Oh, okay. Thinking of you when I saw these. Irene, and she puts her last name. Oh, and she said, P.S. Love the sweater. And then she sent me these beautiful earrings with a paw print and love. And of course, she's dead right. I love them so much. I'll be probably wearing these tomorrow because I love them. I love the way they're made, and I really just love them very much. So she's absolutely perfect. She's dead on with that. So she couldn't have done no better if she tried. So yeah. Yep. That was tailor made for me for sure. With the paw and the love. Yep. But anyway, I just figured I'd come on and talk to y'all a little bit, let y'all know how I was doing. I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm in a bit of pain and discomfort and whatnot, but nothing that I can't handle and haven't handled many times before. So it's just a heck of a way to cap off a year, right? This year almost started with kidney stones. In February, I was hit with kidney stones, and that instance lasted until almost May. And then I had it lasted until the first part of April. And then the rest of April and all the way up until November, I was good. And then boom, bang, boom, here we are again. So, you know, it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be so much worse. So at least it's something that can be managed, and something that I know how to roll with. I know how to deal with. Do I like it? No. But, you know, it could be so much worse. A lot of people have it a lot worse than this. So I'm just thankful that it's something that I've learned how to deal with. So, and it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. I've done everything humanly possible to rid myself of these things, and it just keeps happening. So it just must be something that is genetically, impossible to remedy in my body. I mean, I've changed my diet, I've changed my weight, I've changed all kinds of things, everything. So obviously it's just something I'm predisposed to, and there's nothing I can do but roll with it, because that's just how it's going to go. So, when you can't change anything, you just learn to live with it and do the best you can. And that's what I'm going to do. But I appreciate y'all's support. I appreciate y'all's prayers. Yes, I do still have 2 sweaters for sale. So, and the extra money would come in handy about now. So, and not begging for money, but I have sweaters to sell in case anyone's interested. Maybe you got Christmas money and you want a sweater. So hit me up. My email's in the description box. But I love y'all, and so does Jesus. And please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue. Y'all can hear mine. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.